Hey guys, this video takes us back a couple years to some work we did on one of my brother's rental properties. We had a short window between tenants and we chose that time to do some much needed upgrades. As you can probably tell from the peachy tones, this place hasn't changed since 2001. Considering the age, most of the appliances are in good condition and everything works just fine, but the closer you look, the grosser it gets. Time to give this place a new lease on life. First up, let's replace the range hood. I start by taking out the filters, then locating the internal screws that fix it to the cupboards. Once we've removed the screws, I need to cut the plug off so the cable can come back out of the hole. Then it can be taken away. There was so much grease left on the wall and all over the old range hood. To prepare the new range hood, we have to cut off the plug to feed the cable through the hole, install this blanking cover for ducting which won't be used in our application, and then drill 2 holes into each side for mounting the unit. Then we can feed the cable up and screw the range hood in place. This was way easier with 2 people. Lastly, we made off the cable and installed the filters. Alright, let's move on to the oven now. Removing the old oven was pretty easy. I just had to take out 4 screws that was holding it into the cupboard surround. Then I chose to take off the door. I think the idea was to make it a little bit lighter when I was pulling it out. And we also had to unplug the cable from the socket, which was underneath the bench. Since we have access to the bottom of the hot plate, we can remove that too. I isolated the natural gas supply and then held one of the elements on until all the lines had cleared of gas. Now I can undo the gas fitting for the hot plate and we can lift it up and out. Again, there was some disgusting grease and grime left from this. Then we hit a speed bump. We had bought this new cooktop before we had a chance to get into the house and measure the old one, and it didn't fit. So while Jason went off to find a replacement, I got started on doing some electrical work. Jace wanted some downlights installed to brighten the place up. Mostly this consisted of making up some lighting looms and installing them in the roof. As usual, I don't really want to show too much of the electrical work because if you're not a licensed professional or you're inexperienced and you make a mistake, you can get really hurt or worse. But essentially I'm extending sockets out from the existing lighting circuits so that downlights can be safely plugged in and changed by a non-professional. Anyway, I did a bunch more of the downlights around the place, but there's not really too much more to show you guys or tell you about those. Oh, and I also replaced the heat lamp and extractor fan combo in the bathroom, as it was rusting out and hardly working. The new one was exactly the same, but this one actually works. Alright, back to the oven and cooktop. We managed to source a new one locally and it was roughly the same price as the old one, so no harm done. One of the boys is a licensed plumber and Jace called in some mates rates and he come round and fit off the new regulator and fittings for the gas top. Once he had hooked it up, we could turn the gas back on and then we could test it for leaks and operability. Then we tried to put the new oven in.
Bit lightweight. Oh, it's a bit deep, man. It's I think it's in that gas thing, bro. On your side? Yeah, maybe. Fuck.
Turns out this gas pipe was sticking out a little too far from the wall, so Lamar came back and made it off with a tighter radius, which was cool because I got to see more of the tools that I've got no experience with. At this point I had to leave Jace to it and they went ahead and painted all the walls with a modern silver colour. He also used some white tile paint on the splashback and applied new silicone around the bench tops. The cupboards also got some new handles installed. Well, that's all the footage I've got for this one. Thanks heaps for watching. I'll leave you guys with some before and after shots and I'll catch you on the next video.